our perceptions dictate how we interact with negative people, how much we tolerate. Do we get into a conversation with a negative person and then feel like, because of our perceptions, that we can convince that negative person into something else? We can sell them on our idea of whatever it may be. And more often than not, our perception of that is wrong. And our perception of negative people may be that they hurt our feelings. That, oh God, they were so negative. It really hurt. I wanted them to like me. But they don't like you. Or maybe they do and they're just really negative that day, if it's somebody you know. Perceptions control how we view success and failure in our life. We can have a massive failure, but then maybe a year later, we can look back on that and go, I am so glad that happened. It taught me how to do this thing better, so now I'm a lot better at it. Or it told me what I should have avoided, so the next opportunity presented itself and I was able to take advantage of it. It's difficult sometimes whenever we have failures to look at them as, all right, I got a chance to learn how to do that the wrong way, or I did it the wrong way and I learned from it. So that was a success. I took that, absorbed it, made it, took responsibility for it, made it my own. I didn't blame it on anybody else. That is a perception. That is how we act. Or we could have had the perception of, oh, I failed, I'm never going to be anything, this is over, I'm not ever going to try anything again, I just can't do anything. So that perception can either lead us down a road of never attempting to do something again, or it can lead us into, hey, I learned how to not do that. And that makes a big difference in the lives of a lot of people, is just our perception. And whether or not you enjoy something or not. We had somebody out at the sanctuary that was talking about, they love the idea that we promote our members growing their own food and having it for food security for their families, and getting to know the blueprints of food and how it works. But then they started to interact and got their hands dirty, and they're like, oh, I really don't like my hands getting dirty. So whenever we perceive that, we say, oh, I just don't like this. That's fine not to like a thing. I mean, we all have those. But to say I hate this, I just hate this. Well, what happens if you say, oh, I normally never get my hands dirty. I really enjoy touching the richness of Mother Earth. I don't think I might do this all the time, but I enjoy seeing and learning this process for what I'm going to be taking into my bodily temple. That's a different perception, because we all have things that we enjoy more than other things. So if you didn't like a particular thing, instead of just saying I hate it, I'm never doing that again, change it where I learned something here. I learned how the blueprints of the infinite intelligence created all of these little nuanced things for the benefit of my body and for the benefit of other people's bodies. It's fascinating how we can talk ourselves into something positive or negative just by our minds. And just as some people think, oh, I've been such a bad person, God is never going to forgive me. I'm never going to be able to have a relationship with the source of all things, the infinite intelligence, the energies of the universe. God is not going to come in and listen to me pray or meditate, and so why do it? Why bother? I'm already doomed. Well, you're dooming yourself really, because you're denying yourself the opportunity to actually pray and meditate and do it humbly and sincerely in a way to actually see if it works for you. I was of that same sort of mindset years ago, that I just don't know if that's going to work for me. That may work for other people. I'm not sure if this sitting and meditating is going to work well. And after I started practicing it, wow, does it do just strange, wonderful, magnificent, magical things to pray and different things that I had hoped for and wished for, and just let go and say, this is your divine intervention. Guide me in the path that you want, and wow, things just start falling into place. And of course, it takes some action, but at the same time, the opportunities just continue to present themselves as you just let go and surrender. Believing you can or can't determines the outcome in almost every case. It's just like the placebo effect. Some people believe that a sugar pill is some type of medicine. They're told by the authorities with a nice white jacket on, hey, you take this pill and you're going to cure yourself of whatever ailment it is. They take the pill not knowing that it's a sugar pill, and then what happens? All of a sudden a good percentage of them start to improve their health. And that only occurs by the power of the mind, the power of belief, their perception that they are physically ingesting something that is designed to help them. And in fact, it's just a sugar pill. That, in and of itself, for any skeptic out there that thinks that the perceptions don't matter or my beliefs don't matter, well, they certainly do. And they have a huge impact. And I refer to the placebo effect a lot because you cannot have new medicines onto the market without the placebo effect being taken into consideration. It is very powerful, and it illustrates perfectly the power of the mind and what we are capable of doing with our belief system. So anytime you find yourself in a negative mood, down on energy, just say, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm gonna figure out why I'm in a bad mood so I can resolve that internally. I can put this issue to rest, figure it out, and then I am going to be happier. I'm going to be more content. I'm going to be more calm. I'm going to figure out why I am anxious, why I'm excited about these things. And more often than not, it's because our minds are taking us to some place in the future that does not exist. And we are worrying about something in the future. We are perceiving that future as something that we don't quite understand and don't know how we're going to get through it. So we're perceiving something, making our emotions time travelers for a non-existent place. That can be quite dangerous and quite unnecessary, because more often than not, those things never happen. So we are denying ourselves the now, the moment of now. And that moment of now can take us into contentment, because we most often are very comfortable in the now, in this very second. Nothing external normally is affecting our moods if we're sitting down to watch a YouTube video. So it's something to consider, is that your perception and your beliefs control and dictate how you feel, how you act, and how you live your life. So with that, thanks for joining us. If you are here on or anywhere in the around us on Sundays at 1:15, you can come join us. You can find out where we are and what we're about at mysticsoftexas.com, and we encourage you and welcome you, and I am certain you'll have a wonderful time if this resonates with you. You can find us at mysticsoftexas.com. Thanks.